Very good afternoon to everybody, wherever you might be joining us from all over the world. Welcome to Live at the Waterhole with myself, Chad Hobson. I'm going to be your naturalist for the afternoon. Man, oh man, Aldonio has been fantastic over the last couple of days, and why would we want to be anywhere else? Just a reminder to everybody that this is a live and interactive show, so please do send through your questions and comments using the hashtag WildEarth on X. You can also join the conversation on our YouTube channel. If you would like to subscribe, you can do so on our website, or you can download the WildEarth app. Beautiful, nice big herd of elands, as well as nice 3 big elephant bulls to get us going. Darcy Miller is saying, hi Chad and Leonda and Tech Guru Spiwe, John or Lorato, aka Toes. Joanne Miller, happy Tuesday to you. I'm sure we're in for a fantastic show. We did have quite a phenomenal ending to yesterday's show with the leopard that showed up at Juma. And I don't know if anybody did, I unfortunately didn't watch the live safari, but I don't know if anybody did watch it and they were able to find that female leopard on the live shows. Jackie Darling is saying it's incredible how the vegetation doesn't shred their mouths. I mean, they are quite hardy animals, Jackie. So, I mean, they do wear their teeth down quite a lot with when they do eat the branches and things like that. But it doesn't really shred their mouth because they've got such hard skin and stuff like that. And the D saying, how's it While there's chat and chatters, look forward to see what the waterholes have for us. I always am excited to see what the waterholes have in store for us. James Hamilton Bird, good afternoon to you all the way from Cambridge University. Thanks very much for joining in. It was also quite nice to see a nice, beautiful, big herd of elands. I mean, we know they do frequent this waterhole here, but we haven't seen them for quite some time in their numbers. So it was nice to see them. It does also seem like the water has dropped quite substantially since yesterday. And we did see lots and lots of animals coming down to drink. I'm sure maybe throughout this morning there have been a lot more activity. So we've got all the beautiful female elands with their youngsters that have come down here. The male elands, they're much, much larger in size compared to the females. And they've also got very, very thick, sort of dense horns. And these horns are big. The males are much larger and much thicker compared to the female. Almost seems like now they're waiting their turn. Always incredible to hear all the different noises that the animals make while they are down at the water holes. Oh, how magnificent is that beautiful big male giraffe that's just joined us down at the water. You can see now that this giraffe's definitely waiting its turn. There's too many elephants for it to get around. Honey Badger is saying good day, Chad. Looks busy at Old Donny's today. It is indeed very, very busy at Old Donny. It has been busy sort of for the last week or so. That giraffe is very, very dark in color. Almost looks black from this angle. And I do say as the giraffe gets older, it does start to get a lot darker in color. I can only imagine this giraffe must be quite old. Probably seen a thing or two. Yeah, let's head over to Victoria Falls and see what's happening. How beautiful is that? It's marabou stork with the beautiful kudu bull and then the sounder of warthogs. Beautiful spiral horns. It's just so fantastic that we are able to cross to all the different locations throughout southern Africa. In 1 second we up in Kenya, the next minute we're in Victoria Falls, next minute we're in South Africa, and then to end the show we're in Namibia. It's just amazing that we're able to bring all these different locations to everybody, no matter where you are in the world. You see how sort of hesitant this kudu is to go down for a drink. Giraffe Girl, I'm glad we got to see your favorites, the marabou stork. And then Beth McGurry, sorry. You're asking where will animals go if watering holes dry up? So, I mean, Beth, the thing is that there might be certain water holes that will dry up in the dry season. Um, but there'll always be some water holes that will have some water, or there'll be a river or somewhere that elephants have dug for there to be water holes. So, I mean, they'll sort of move around quite a lot if there is no water around. But this water hole here is actually pumped, so there'll be water all year round. Amazing to even watch that hardy as it gives itself a nice little bath. Shame I gave that kudu a bit of a heart attack. Beautiful to see so many kudus. I think this area around Victoria Falls is quite dense bush, as you can see. So, I mean, kudus are predominantly browsers, so you will find them within the more dense areas. All these beautiful mapani trees around here, they're changing color as we get further and further into winter. See the red-billed oxpecker also sitting on that kudu. Not something you see all the time, red-billed oxpecker sitting on a warthog. I mean, they do sit on the warthogs, but not something you'll always see. I see the third one in line from the right-hand side has got a red-billed oxpecker on it. Catherine, I couldn't agree more with you. You're saying that you love these winter colors. The winter colors are pretty phenomenal. It does just work perfectly with this kudu, Catherine. I was actually thinking it's a perfect little like photo being framed by all the beautiful colors and the different colors of the trees around here. And I mean also that kudu's got a beautiful that mane sort of underneath the neck. Just so spectacular. Beautiful white chevrons there on that kudu. Still does seem like this is quite a young kudu. Still got some time for those horns to grow. Body will definitely get a lot bigger. You see these beneath, these horns are, oh my word, just spectacular. Just trying to think what exactly these animals could be feeding on here. I don't know if maybe at Victoria Falls they do throw out something nutritious for the animals. They don't seem to be moving too far away from that exact little spot. He is indeed quite the specimen. Beautiful marabou stork that just walked out of the picture there. Nice to see still quite a few younger warthogs that are around. I mean, younger warthogs they are quite vulnerable at a young age, so they do generally get taken out by predators and birds and things like that. Nice to see that at least 3 have survived. Also quite, I mean, they often do it, but it still looks a little bit strange watching these warthogs as they go onto their front legs or the knees to feed. And I mean, if you have a look at it, you can see that their necks are very, very short. So it must be quite difficult for them to be able to get down to the ground. And so when they are feeding in an area for quite some time, you'll often see that they will then go onto their knees. Just makes it puts a lot less strain on their necks. Shane D asking how often are piglets taken by predators out of their burrows? Shane, it's quite a tough question to answer, to be honest. I mean, I'm not 100% sure, but I do know that the burrows that these warthogs will use, it is a very safe place. Like, even if something like a leopard does go down there, it gets very small right at the end. And so it'll be tough for a leopard to get into that narrow space to grab them. But it's often when they do come out. So after about 2 weeks, that's when they'll start coming out of their burrows. And that's when they're pretty much at their most vulnerable. Moonbeamy Smith, they are using their knees. So, like, technically speaking, I would say that their wrists are just above their hooves, that part that can move forward and backwards. As long of you asking out what are the chances of seeing yellow-billed oxpeckers here at Victoria Falls, so there's definitely a chance to see yellow-billed oxpeckers. The thing is that yellow-billed oxpeckers, you'll often find them on large, like large breeding herds of buffalo. I mean, even in areas that they are quite common, you don't really just see them on one or two of the animals. You see them in the when there's large herds of buffaloes. So, I mean, if there was a large herd of buffalo that did come down to the water to have a drink, then there's a good chance to see them. That's the sound of that helicopter coming over. Maybe that's why it's looking around. Shane, to be honest with you, I don't have an answer to your question about the oxpeckers and what the difference in the host preferences are. I mean, I just know that the red-billed oxpeckers, you'll often find them on the much smaller animals, warthogs, impalas, things like that. Whereas the yellow-billed oxpeckers you find on the bigger animals, rhinos, buffaloes, excuse me, things like that. Yeah, I think we're gonna leave Victoria Falls. We're gonna head back over to Old Donye. Welcome back to Kenya, and we now have a lot happening. The elephants were around, the elands did leave, but different elephants have come, and a nice, beautiful, big herd of zebras have come down to join us. I'd love for one ton to make an appearance here for us today. That would be pretty special. See, the zebras, when the elephants get too close to the zebras, then they get a bit of a fright and move away. But there's a time where the elephants, maybe if it was one elephant, those zebras would be happy to drink. But when there's a lot of them, it can be quite tough for them. Those two elephant bulls were chasing one another. Does seem like the one's very much bigger compared to the other, and that's why he chased them away. It's quite amazing when there's another elephant that sort of joins in at the waterhole. They'll change their behavior. Almost will greet that new elephant that comes, and then sort of continue with whatever they were doing. We're gonna bring it back home to South Africa. We're gonna head over to Tembe Elephant Park. Sticking with the theme, elephants. Really are getting involved in that mud, these two elephant bulls. Incredible. Often you'll see these elephants using their feet to pick up some of the mud, or try and get the water and the mud to mix, almost to create a little bit of concrete, and now throw it over them. There we go. Just what I was talking about. Oh, it's beautiful, peaceful. Yeah, at Tembe Elephant Park. Seems like a beautiful day. Maybe these two are gonna have a push around. Such a beautiful reserve to be at, Tembe Elephant Park. I mean, the birding is just spectacular. We've got beautiful ancient sand forests where you can see lots and lots of different special birds that occur within the Zululand region. In the Narina trogon, Yearguard sunbird, African broadbill, things like that. Even African emerald cuckoo, the beautiful birds to see there. And now after their mud bath, they go into the water to get the nice fresh water to quench their thirst. So as long as there's lots and lots of different birds that you might find within these reeds. I'm just trying to think of anything special that you might get up there. Um, it actually looks like there's something wrong with this elephant's trunk. Maybe there could have been a snare or something like that. That could have gotten around this elephant's trunk. It doesn't seem like the water's spraying out of it at all or anything like that. I think even if that part of the trunk had to be taken off by a snare, this elephant would definitely be able to survive, just because it is right at the bottom of the trunk. We just have to adapt. Dylan, maybe could have been a crocodile. Maybe a crocodile has got one small little bite and managed to get away, but definitely a possibility. Does look like a beautiful day up in northern KwaZulu Natal, where Tembe Elephant Park is situated. The Maputo region does get extremely hot during the summer times, reaching temperatures over 100 degrees Fahrenheit, well over 40 degrees Celsius, and very, very humid. Shane, the malaria isn't really a threat up in Tembe. I mean, there is a possibility of malaria, but it's not a very high risk area. So it is still a low risk area. But the further north you get from there, that's when it does start to become a little bit more dangerous. Oh, Jabulani. How beautiful is this? It must be a pretty hot day up in Hoedspruit if there are hyenas that are wallowing in the water. It does seem like all four of them are relatively young. Oh, how beautiful. Beautiful to hear those hyenas calling. Indeed, Catherine, hyena pool party. That call is phenomenal. I mean, it can also be heard quite some distance away. I mean, not nearly as far as a lion vocalizing or something like that, but I mean, the hyenas, when they do call, they often have their heads down to the ground, and then they call to let that sort of echo throughout the area that they are in. Just a phenomenal animal. You see these beanies going, woo, woo, hyenas. Fantastic. Couldn't agree more. It is fantastic to see hyenas, especially during the midday like this. I mean, they're coming down to the water to cool themselves off. Indeed, Miss M, they are very interesting animals. Such a fantastic animal. Talon, I mean, I would say probably about 3 kilometers. You'll be able to hear the sound of hyenas calling. Just also dependent. I mean, like if they're in a valley, you might hear it a little bit further away just because of the echoes. So it really all just depends which way the wind is blowing and things like that. But I would say probably a good guess would be 3 or 4 kilometers. As they say, you can hear lions roar about 6 or 7 kilometers away. Just a reminder to everybody that this is a live and interactive show. So please do send through your questions and comments using the hashtag WildEarth on Twitter. Join the conversation on our YouTube channel. If you would like to, you can subscribe on the Wild Earth app, or you can download the Wild Earth app at any of the app stores. Just having a good scan around the waterhole here to see if we can find anything else of interest. Otherwise, maybe we'll see if there's anything happening at any other locations. There doesn't seem like there is too much else happening here, but fantastic to see and hear those hyenas. We're gonna change it up and head over to Stony Point and see what's happening there. So there we are, changing it up once again, heading to Stony Point, and we've got some dassies. Beautiful to be able to listen to the ocean. I mean, we've been in the bush for the last hour and a half, and now just to be listening to the waves hitting the rocks, pretty fantastic. Dassies really do seem like they are having a good time. Elaine, you're thinking exactly like I am. Saying you've never seen Dassies be this active. Neither have I. It does seem like the Dassies were very, very active, and now they have just decided to take an afternoon nap. I think these Dassies definitely do live the life, relaxing on the rocks, listening to the waves. I could definitely be a Dassie for a couple of weeks. Miss Em, saying that that one lounging looks like your cat. Just a big blob of fat in the sun. It is literally living its best life. My dogs also do, especially now in the winter time when it is quite chilly and the sun's out. They often go and lie on the grass and just sunbathe. That one Dusty definitely looks like it is dead. Really, really is enjoying bathing in the sun. Yeah, it's been incredible to spend a little bit of time. Yeah, it's the only point with these active Dussies. But for now, we're gonna head over to Old Donye. See what we've got there. We're back where it all started, back at Old Donye in Kenya. And it just seems like the zebras keep coming in. I think the zebra's contemplating whether it's a good idea to go for a drink while there's the largest land animals around, or do they just wait? It is crazy how quickly the waterhole does drop if there's a constant flow of animals coming through. Especially if you've got quite large herds of bachelor elephant bulls coming through. And they can drink in one time at the waterhole, they'll probably be able to drink over 100 liters each. And that is still some amount of water to take in. Keisha, I don't think elephants have taste buds at the tip of their trunks. They will have their taste buds in their mouth because they don't eat with their trunk. What they'll do is that they'll pick up whatever they're eating and then put it into their mouth. I wouldn't have liked to be that zebra. It's scary enough getting charged or elephant shaking its head when you're in a vehicle next to it. But to be that small next to the largest land mammal would be something. Oh, this elephant, I just noticed now, the one on the right of the screen, or closest to the camera, actually doesn't have a tail. You never know really what happened. I mean, maybe at a younger age it survived an attack by some lions. Maybe the lions jumped in the back and only managed to take the tail. But only this elephant would be able to tell the story. Does look quite funny. There's a lioness in the pride called the Birmingham Pride that dominates a large section of Ngala. It's the old company I used to work for, and Beyond's property in the Timbavati, and that lioness also doesn't have a tail. And to see her is also something a little bit strange. It looks like a bulbul, which is a type of dog breed. They often have these short little stumpy tails. It is quite entertaining to see. All these zebras also just enjoying the nice lush grass around this waterhole here at Old Donyon. I'm pretty sure the reason that there's quite a lot of activity around this area because the migration is happening at the moment. Lots of these animals are moving further north, so they might just be passing by here at Old Donyu. Telling you are 100% correct in saying that the two other teeth are the tusks. Because they are just an extension of the teeth. So I got 24 and then plus those two tusks. These elephants do seem like they do hog this water hole. And I think if I was that big, I'd also probably hog the water hole to myself. Get the nice precious water. So we are coming up to the last 14 or 15 minutes of the show. So please do send through your last questions and things like that and what you've enjoyed about the show. Has been pretty fantastic. It's also quite spectacular. You can often tell if an elephant's predominantly right or left-handed. And if we look at this elephant in front of us, the left tusk is quite worn out, whereas the right tusk is a little bit more sharp. And so he'll probably use his left tusk a lot more to break branches or to debark trees and things like that. So I would say that this elephant is most likely left-handed. Next time you do see elephants, you can try and work it out yourself. It's phenomenal how we are able to get so up close and personal with all these animals on live at the waterhole without disturbing them whatsoever. I mean, if we had to get this close to an elephant in person, it would be a whole nother story. Elephants really don't seem like they are in a rush to go anywhere. Enjoying this beautiful Tuesday afternoon. They have been very entertaining for us. Doesn't seem like it is too hot here up in Aldanya in Kenya. Often, if it is quite hot, you'll see these elephants throwing water on themselves, cooling themselves off. But you can see their ears are just flapping once every while, just keeping them a little bit cooler. These bulls do look like they are quite old. I mean, if you look at their tusks, how their tusks are worn down quite a lot. They've got quite a lot of rips and things like that within their ears. And with age, the cartilage does start to be a little bit more brittle. And so when they move through thicker, dense vegetation, you'll sometimes find that branches will break through the cartilage and then create those flaps in their ears. I mean, also quite big heads. They've also got those indents in the top of their heads, just above their eyes. That often starts to form when elephants do start to get a little bit older. So we saw Corbo, you're saying thanks for sharing knowledge with us throughout the show. It was a good one. Thank you very much. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Glad I could share one or two things with you. And hopefully you'll be back with us tomorrow. And I'll be on at the same time at the same place. I think the highlight for me today was definitely those hyenas wallowing in the water and then when they were calling. Pretty fantastic. SM, I'm glad the hyenas were your favorites too. So thank you for a lovely show. It's only my pleasure. It wasn't just me, everybody else in final control. Thanks once again, everybody, for continued support of the Wild Earth family. We do appreciate it. And thanks once again for sending through all your questions and comments and interacting with me throughout the show. I do appreciate it, and it has been a fantastic one. There's still on safari coming up, and then the live safaris, so please do stay tuned. But from me, for now, it's a goodbye, and thank you once again.